Hey guys, I'm about to start making this year's Halloween costume. I've got just about a week to get it done in. I currently do not have a sewing machine, so most of it will be hand sewn. I asked my friends and family what I should do for the costume. I gave them a few choices, and the one that almost everybody chose was a sewn Evil Queen costume. I'm gonna struggle with fabric. I have yarn for Evil Queen. In fact, I have a Evil Queen knitted gown that's about 80% finished. But this everybody decided on the sewn one. So I'm gonna be asking any of my friends if they have fabric, because I don't think I have any purple. Well, I think somewhere I have some like really floaty sort of chiffon. It's chiffon like fabric, but other than that I don't really have anything. So I'm gonna be seeing my friends soon, so I'm gonna ask if anyone has anything. We shall see what we come up with, but bear with me, and I hope you like the chaos that is about to ensue. Alright, so here's the pattern that I'm using. I am making the long version out of a stretched it's stretch velvet. I will be brutally honest, I don't tend to work with stretch fabrics at all. So I had to do some googling about how much is to take out. Couldn't get a answer that made me like, aha, there's the answer. So what I ended up doing was I have taken 2 inches out, an inch in the front and an inch in the back. And here's hoping that it works, because I only have the fabric that is cut out now, and I have less than a week to sew this in without a machine, because my machine broke, and I borrowed one from my friend, and then his machine broke. I have told said friend, and he understands. I'm a girl who probably should not be allowed near 21st century technology. Also says the girl who's recording a video right now with said 21st century technology. Well, if this video never comes out, it's probably because I broke the phone. Anyway, so I've taken it out of those. I don't have enough for the sleeves, however, since it is the Evil Queen and she has those big, dramatic, gigantic sleeves. I started looking around my stash to try and find something that I thought was appropriate, and my brain was like, I've got it, I know what it is, but have I used it? Do I still own it? Turns out, yes, I do. I have this gorgeous drapey see-through fabric that honestly I've not had a clue what to do with it. Not a single clue. So I'm going to use this and adapt the sleeve from this pattern. because it has a long sleeve version. So I'm just going to flounce it out. And thankfully, the stretch velvet doesn't need finishing on seams, and neither does this fabric. It just doesn't really fray that much. I may end up doing a faux French seam just to make, just to be careful. So that is gonna be interesting. Thankfully on the main fabric, the stretch only goes one way. So I've done it obviously so it stretches that way and doesn't stretch that way, because the last thing I want is for it to become longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. The more I wear it, I don't want to stretch it out. I do not currently know how to do the collar. That will be the next bit that I worry about. I've already got something for the headpiece, which is quite useful. I don't have a crown yet, and I've only got a week to do this all in. This will be cut out tomorrow because currently it's getting close to midnight. So I'd better get to sewing, because I have darts and shoulder seams to cut out tonight, and I've already cut out the neck piece as well. This piece on the pattern says about the neck binding, it says to do it on the bias, but since it's already stretched, I just did it on the straight. Please let it work. All right, so I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to go to bed and get back to doing this tomorrow. I'll see you then. Hey guys, it's day 2, and I'm in a lot of pain today. It's getting colder, and today is one of those days where my entire body is just ow. So if I ow a lot during this segment, it's because I'm in pain. Sorry. But anyway, I want to show you the progress I've made so far. So I have sewed up the shoulder seams, as well as the darts. You can't really see them, but there is a dart there. Haha. Now, I've not been able to press anything because standing up isn't really working right now, and my iron is downstairs. Yay. But I am going to talk through which stitches I've used. Because it is a stretch fabric, for the bust I've used a running stitch so that it's still slightly stretchy, whereas on the shoulders I really don't want that to stretch, especially since it's going to have the sleeves attached to it. So I've used a back stitch, and as you can see, it doesn't really stretch. So so far I'm quite happy with that. I am trying to figure out what I'm tempted to do is to stabilize it a bit more. Is I've got some ribbon, and I'm tempted to sew it onto there in order to just like sew it down so that it literally can't go any further. Stabilize it, that's the word I was looking for. In order to stabilize it. I do have a purple ribbon, But the thing is that I don't have very much of it, and it's actually goes into another garment that I previously made. So it technically goes to that garment, but it came out in the wash and is in with the rest of my ribbons at the moment. So this one isn't, it's going to be on the inside anyway, so no one's actually going to see it. So I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to do that or not. And then the next thing I'm going to be doing is putting on the neck binding. I will be doing that with running stitches, so that it you know, keeps its slight stretch to it, because this bit is, you know, it's really stretchy, and I don't want it to become like not able to stretch at all. But obviously I can't just leave the neckline like that. So I've got my neck binding, and yeah. So I'm going to put that bit on before I do the zip. I actually did find a zip of the correct size and the correct colour in my stash, which I am absolutely ecstatic about, because honestly I was worried that I didn't have a zip and that I'd have to figure something out. So I'm going to start doing that, and I will report back once I've done it. Day 3 of sewing this thing today is much better than it was yesterday. I had to go out, so that's why I'm starting so late in the evening. But what I did manage to get done last night was I got the what's neck binding, that's the word I'm looking for. I managed to get the neck binding sewn on, and I also marked the line. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit dark. Hang on. Let me turn this on. Oh. There we go. Now I can see it. I marked the seam allowance line all the way down one side of the dress. Now, this is one of my few dresses that will not be getting pockets, simply because stretchy fabrics don't make very good pockets. Now I will be hopefully getting my sewing machine back in a couple of days. One of my friends has fixed it, so hopefully that means this will go a little bit faster. But until then, tonight, pardon me, I need to sew this up. I still haven't cut out the sleeves yet, because I'm not overly sure what I'm doing with them. I have two options. If I get my sewing machine back in time, I can whip up an undershirt to attach the sleeves to, that'll go under the dress, so that it's a, you know, an undershirt with the big dramatic sleeves, which means I have two items and I can wear this dress and like bind the armholes just like with the normal, like as a normal thing, like as two separates. Or I sorry, I thought I heard something. Or I can actually attach the sleeves to this dress and just have really big dramatic sleeves. Actually, the more and more I'm thinking about it, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna that will probably be a job for during the week, because I think the next couple of days will be spent sewing down each side. I will be using a back stitch since this bit isn't stretchy, so I don't need to allow for stretch. I ended up not putting the ribbon onto the strap bits because they're not really stretching very much. Um, Thankfully, because I used the back stitch. Um, so I should get on with this, and I shall meet you back here once I have done this side. Either that or I'll see you tomorrow and show you how far I've gotten. All right. Right. Bye. Hi. She's happy. That's all that matters. I don't know if you guys can hear the amount of purrs, but she's purring up a little storm over her. It's so cute. Right. I'm going to enjoy my cuddle and continue on with my sewing. Okay, so that went a lot quicker than I thought it would. The entire side has been sewn down. Either I underestimated it, how big it is, or I'm getting quicker. Either way, I'm hoping that I can get the other side done tonight. So I now just need to mark down these, mark the seam allowance, and then sew it. And I also need to press. I do need to press this. Yeah. I'll do that in a bit. I really can't be bothered to go downstairs right now. That's where my iron is. Um, yeah, I just can't be bothered. My back is hurting and this is comfy. Well, as comfy as you can get with a back that's hurting. Okay, so I'm gonna get on with this and I'll keep you updated. Uh there was no update from yesterday because I had a little bit of a medical problem, and I did get some stitching done though. I got to about 2/3 of the way through the dress. Also, I got my sewing machine back, which is a good thing. Hi, Shirley. Hi. For those who haven't met her, this is Shirley. She's my cat. Yeah. Hi. Anyway, as I was, yeah, you get comfortable, darling. As I was saying, I got some sewing yesterday, but unfortunately had a medical problem last night, which I don't really want to get into. So I was unable to do any more sewing. But my friend Jared and Mike managed to fix my sewing machine. So hopefully I will be able to get on with it a lot quicker from now on. So really looking forward to that. Trying to decide if I'm gonna finish this this bit by hand. This There we go. Get out from under Charlie's gorgeous paw. Whether I should finish this third by hand and then just do the rest by machine, or whether I should just redo the entire seam on the machine and just like get it done real quick. I haven't quite decided yet. The sleeves I will be cutting out later. I have decided on how to do them. Yes, gorgeous. And I I'm still trying to figure out the collar section. I don't think I will be attaching that to my dress. I just think that I'll make a extended collar, and I'm probably gonna bone it, line it in canvas and then bone it so that it stays, you know, upright. And we shall see how that goes. I may need to make a few mock-ups. Hell, I probably will need to make a few mock-ups. Alright, well, that is the update I've got for now. I'll show you how far I get tomorrow. Okay. Hey guys, so I'm just pinning the sleeve. I want to make it big and dramatic like it is in the original movie. So I am doing my best with that. I have not figured out any of the trim yet. I only have 2 days left until Halloween. And but hang on a sec and I will turn the camera around and show you what I've done to pin it out so far. It's not cut out, it's just pinned. Okay. Alright, so I've folded the fabric lengthways. So this is the selfage. So give me extra room. And as you can see, I pinned the actual sleeve to the fabric first, and then I decided that I wanted an extra 20 inches of room on it. So I pinned out, let me zoom in. I marked from that point to that point, which was 10 inches, and then followed the mark all the way up with pins up to it. And I shall join that as a gentle curve all the way to the center point, and I have done the same on opposite side. So I am excited. Charlie is giving her seal of approval. What do you think, Baba? Not that's my seam ripper. I need that. Thank you. Alright, so next stage is to cut it out and to, yes, hello baby. The joys of crafting with a cat. Anyway, I will, Charlie, please tell me she's not about to make a bed on, really? Well, once she's had her nap, I will see about cutting this out. Alright, there we go. One set of sleeves. So, I've just got to pleat up the top, sew in the sides, and sew it into the actual garment. I don't know whether I'm going to bother hemming it, since, as you can see, it doesn't fray at all. I think I might just save myself a bother and either bind it if I've got any bias binding, I'm not actually sure, or I might just leave it. I don't know yet. I do know that time is running short and I need to get on with this. So we had probably better get on and do that. Alright. And we have a dress. Well, the main part of it anyway. I was hand sewing the zip in last night, but also since I managed to get my sewing machine back from my friend who, thank God, fixed it, apparently it was user error, because of course it was. But I have managed to insert the zip and finish the back. I have left quite a slit so that, you know, for mobility, when I'm on my crutches, I need to be able to, well, move. So, yeah, I have my tape measure on my neck. It's the only way I can keep track of where the damn thing is. So, so far, I think it looks great. And I need to now, I need to sit down before I fall down. So, there we go. I do believe that I could do with taking it in a little bit, but maybe later. In all honesties, I do not want to be fussing with it right now. It's a case of I can breathe in the thing, I can move, I'll be able to wheel, which is, you know, a plus when you're leaving the house in a wheelchair. And now I just need to add on the sleeves and to try to create the what's the word? It goes around your neck. The white bit that stays up. Collar. That's the bloody word I'm looking for. Her like white stand collar. So that's gonna be interesting. I need to pattern that. But for right now, I'm just gonna get on with sewing the sleeves. Yeah, I do have a t-shirt on underneath this. This is one of my nighttime t-shirts. It's Minnie Mouse. I was rather happy with this one. I made it. It's so warm. It's so warm. I love this. Well, technically it's not a t-shirt, it's a nightie, but I have trousers on underneath, so it's working as a t-shirt. Anyway, so I am gonna get on with sewing the sleeves, and Lord willing, it'll turn out good. Alright, see you once I have sewn the sleeves. I've not done this pattern before. Well, I've done this pattern, but I've not actually done the sleeves, because usually most of my dresses are sleeveless, because I prefer having either really short sleeves or no sleeves, because I can't deal with things that are past my elbow usually. But this is for a costume, so, you know, long, dramatic sleeves. Okay, well, I better get on with that. Alright. Well, my machine is thankfully working properly. My sewing machine. Thank you. I love you. Don't ever break again. And I have managed to get quite a bit done this evening. Not only is the zip put in the back, I've also managed to sew up and insert the sleeves. I am quite happy with how flouncy they are. And I've obviously tried the dress on, and it does actually fit okay. Could probably do with taking in just a little bit, since, you know, it is stretched fabric. But for now, it'll do. So next part of the project is to work on the collar that she has. I have a picture here from a Disney Villains coloring book, but as you can see, she has this big ass collar around her, and so I have gone and cut out some pieces for the sticky up bit, as well as sections to go around here, so I can do them up under the dress, because I really don't want it to be part of the dress, because I want to be able to use this dress for other things if at all possible. But it is getting late, and I need to sleep before I figure out how to do that, because the way I see it right now is I've got two choices. I can quilt it, or I can, pardon me, sorry, or I can put in a layer of canvas to stiffen it up, and if it still needs rigidity after that, I have some boning I can put in. But I'm going to sleep on it and work on all that tomorrow. All right. I'll let you know how I proceed with that tomorrow, or in like a second for you guys. So how I did it was I took the pattern of the dress, and this is the back piece, so I removed the seam allowance since it's going to be all straight at the back, and that's Charlie can see in the just there. Isn't she cute? She came over to supervise things, didn't you, darling? Such a good supervisor. Anyway, I used the line straight onto the fabric. I had it folded so that I'd be able to cut out the pieces at the same time, so it would be double and then doubled over again, if that makes any sense. You know, like this. It's folded over and then folded over again, and I drew onto that surface. So I drew out the entire neckline, and I also measured about what my shoulder is, and boop. So I took that measurement and I followed it all the way around, adding seam allowance, and I repeated the same on the back, except at the center front I added seam allowance since it's gonna have to open. And can I have this back? Thank you. So that's how I got these pieces. That's the back, and here's the fronts. In order to do the actual standing up bit of the collar, I took the measurement of the entire thing and I put that onto the plotted it out as well, and then took a measurement of how wide around I wanted it to, how big I wanted it to go, and as you can see, I've cut it out. I obviously have two of these, and I've also cut out some interfacing. Well, this is canvas that I like to use for interfacing. It's not quite the brilliant white I would have wanted, because, you know, this isn't white. But at this point, I do not have the time to go and get something that would be more appropriate. I mean, I suppose I could cut out and put like another layer of the white over it, but honestly, I just can't be bothered. I want this done. So what I'm going to be doing with it is putting together the this part first, so that it's like at the top, so it's all together, and then I will be assembling these pieces at the shoulders so that it's one big piece, and then attaching this finished bit to it, so that it then I can just clip around the neckline, finish all the edges, and I'm thinking of using hook and eyes to keep it together. And depending on whether it is stiff enough, I may or may not need to add in boning. That's the word I was looking for. I may or may not need to put in boning. So I've got my work cut out for me, and I am actually due to go out in half an hour, so I'm gonna get what I can done now and then come back afterwards and again work as much as I can tonight to try and get this finished. I already have a black cape, so I'm very glad about that. That is in one of my previous makes. I like cloaks, and yeah, it's this one is properly opulent, sufficiently opulent, I mean. So it looks sort of right for the queen. I also have a necklace that I bought last year in Whitby. It's not quite right. It's silver with a red thing instead of gold, but it's near enough. It will do. The only thing I do not have is a crown. But I may go out tomorrow before everything kicks off and grab a, like a kid crown. I don't know. We shall see. But other than that, this is all coming together amazingly, and I am super excited to show you the end product. Keep you abreast if I have any difficulties with the collar. Right, I've just sewn together the collar sections. So this is the main collar bit. I've top stitched all around the edge so that it's all pretty. This I've decided is the side that will be facing where the neck is, because you're not really going to be looking on the other side, because unfortunately from the way the manufacturing was done, the way I made it, basically, you can see the extra line. I'm thinking if I do this again, I'm going to use actual cotton. I think this was poly. Either that or I will do 2 layers of the fabric, the white fabric, in order to and then I would have to grade all of the seams. But either way, this is what I've got at the moment, and this is the neck section. So I'm just working out the best way to do it. I've got the side with the what's it called, canvas, as well as the one without. So I'm just working out the correct way to put it together, because I'm just gonna have one seam at the so up all and around there, catching this raw edge in it, and then I will either turn in these edges and top stitch them down, or find some bias binding and bind them. I'm not quite sure yet. One step at a time. So I've marked the center so that is the center, isn't it? Let me just double check. Yes, that's the center. I've marked the center of both the body section and of the collar itself. And this looks alright so far. I prefer having this side up. You can't see the raw edges. I look like a Puritan right now, but sorry, I if I think it, I say it. And then that would go that way, so connect them like that. So connect at those bits, and then pin it all together, pop that one so that the collar is sandwiched between, and then sew it on. Alright, I will come back in a minute when that's done. So I've got the main body of the collar. It's inside out at the moment. I will turn it right side, but I wanted to tell you how I've done it so far. I pinned the bits of the sandwiching the collar in between the other section. I can't even think of a word for them, but the neck section. So if you look in here, you can see there's the collar. And I started at this end in a little bit up there, and then going up all the way around, and then back down to here. And then I realized that if I squished or folded the collar up, because it was protruding further out, that if I fold the collar up, I'd be able to just sew this whole section together and leave a bit open where I can, you know, turn it over and sew it up once it's finished. So that's what I've done. I've also, because it's quite circular, I've clipped all of the circular edges. So all I need to do now is bring it the correct way round, and I've also clipped all of the corners as well. And I'm really just hoping that this works. How pliable this collar is. One, I'm grateful that it is currently, because if it was any stiffer, I would not be able to get the rest of it out. I think that I will have to do some boning. Luckily I have plenty, because I've recently been trying to make a corset. Well, I am making the corset. It's just coming along very slowly because I'm also embroidering on it as I go. Because I need to make sure that all the embroidery lines up, so I can't do it all like really quickly. So alright, and that bit just will fold to the inside over 1.5 centimeters, 5/8 of an inch, and I will just sew that bit up. But here is the main section. Oh, this end isn't out very well, but I've got the main section of the collar. Yay! Alright, I'm gonna finish this off camera, because I want to insert a few swear words that I don't feel comfortable saying on camera. I'm also going to stitch all the way around it. I'm going to top stitch all the way around so that it then like lies nice. And I will also add the bonings to the underside so that it stays upright. Not quite sure how many of those I will be doing, but that should be all of it. And that's pretty much all of the costume done, and I shall see you for a reveal. Bonus shot of Charlie making use of the ironing board while I'm not. Are you comfy there, honey? Yeah.
This is you steal one of mine. Oh.
So, altogether, I think it went fairly well. I didn't manage to get a crown, unfortunately, but I'm going to take this down because it's starting to hurt my ears. My collar fell down a few times, but I decided against boning it because I thought they would make it too rigid, and I also ran out of time. But it has been a pain to get everything like on because I have to figure out like layering and where things are actually supposed to go. This is also probably the most makeup I've worn in I do not know how long. But I'm gonna stand up, and that's my evil queen. I love these sleeves. However, they do have a habit of riding up. I don't know if that was a problem with my cutting them, but I just think they're so cute, and I will definitely wear this dress just like for because it's a cute dress. Overall, I really love how it's gone, and I look forward to making another character at some point. Well, I hope you've all had a wonderful Halloween and be safe out there while if you're trick-or-treating. So, bye.